Hey everyone, I'm Elfowls, and welcome back to another week of PAC. I'm up to a 3-0 start for this season, and in week 4, I'm up against Razor here and the Galaxy Brain Golisopods. They're at 2-1 this season, so they're also doing pretty well. And that team on their side is stacked. You have Deoxys, Speed, and Darkrai, which are crazy fast, strong threats. And then both Terra Captains are really strong and unpredictable. Love having both Infernape and Delphox there as both being able to mix up their types. That's really cool. And looking at the whole team, these are some crazy speed stats. The only Pokemon below base 104 speed is Bronzong. My team is generally fast, but I will not be consistently outspeeding anything in this matchup. So that does really affect the way I need to build. This is also a tough matchup for some of my high tiers. Urshifu gets outsped and one-hit KO'd by just so many things, even if we're Scarf with it. It's still outsped by Deoxys. Then Corviknight, that looks really bad with two big fire types being very likely to show up. So I don't really think I can rely on this two for this matchup. Gonna need some of the low tiers to fill in, I think. But we at least have a couple of familiar faces to build with. Kicking off the team, we have Dragapult, which looks really good with the Dragon Dance set this week. My opponent's team is generally pretty fast and frail, so a single boost means that Dragon Dart starts achieving one-hit KOs against a lot of my opponent's team. Getting to +1 speed means that I also outspeed everything besides Scarf Deoxys, which I feel is unlikely, but I'll still be on the lookout for it. Power Herb Phantom Force is my way to hit Bronzong, and that is a one-hit KO on max HP Bronzong after a boost, and then Substitute helps ease prediction against switch-outs. The Sub and Infiltrator allow me to sidestep certain mind games if I'm forced to burn my Power Herb early and start going for those 2-turn Phantom Forces. The Dragon Dance is tough to set up against such an offensive team, but even without it, Dragapult is extremely threatening with just Dragon Dart spam, so with or without setup, I think Dragapult can really go off here. Next up, I wanted something that can ideally put me in a good position early game, so I'm bringing this dedicated lead Focus Sash Cinccino to counter lead the Hazard Setters. The general idea is to lead into something like Infernape or Deoxys and then either attack with Tail Slap or Knock Off, and then if my opponent opens up with Hazards, tidy up the next turn to get rid of them, and then try to follow up with more damage because I'm going to be +1 speed, +1 attack on the next turn. This is kind of a shaky answer to those leads. It's vulnerable to Priority and Taunt on the Deoxys, but there's good potential here to get off big damage while keeping Hazard off the field. We're max attack, max speed to tie with Floatzel, and Bullet Seed is also specifically to target lead Floatzel because that thing can give my team a pretty hard time. That's going to be my Hazard Remover for the matchup. Let's move on to my Hazard Setter, which is Carbink. This is a max Spadef set, which is unironically a great switch into Darkrai. Body Press is our strongest move, which can easily 2-hit KO Darkrai, as well as Cyclizar, which would want to remove my hazards. And then Stone Edge means that I'm not completely toothless against the fighting resists. It actually hits Delphox and Kilowattrel pretty hard, so Carbink can also be a check to those. Then we got Stealth Rock and Spikes to stack up a little bit. I really like Carbink's hazard setting in this matchup. Hazard stack helps the Dragapult calcs a ton. Carbink also matches up super well into their only remover, Cyclizar, like I said, and tanks hits from a lot of stuff, so we'll probably have a few free turns to work with here. We even have the Mental Herb, so Carbink can safely lay the hazards against Taunt Deoxys, Taunt Darkrai, or Encore Grafaiai. Next up, we got Iron Moth. This is an alternate win condition / cleaner with booster energy speed. This is really nice if I can wear my opponent's team down, but if I can't find a turn to set up with Dragapult, Iron Moth can just come in with the speed boost and start going to town. Fiery Dance is Strong Stab that can boost special attack for even more sweeping potential. Sludge Wave is also Strong Stab to achieve good neutral coverage. Bug Buzz hits specifically Deoxys and Darkrai, the two biggest threats in the matchup, and Psychic gives me a guaranteed one-hit KO into Infernape and Grafaiai, two very annoying Pokemon. This is a very basic set that's just looking to hit fast and hard. That's emphasized even further by Terra Fire, which gives me even more damage output on Fiery Dance, so I can fish for more special attack boosts. Next up, we're going to get Lantern. This is another early game progress maker with a bulky Choice Spec set. This should tank a hit from just about anything I can see my opponent bringing, and then it hits back pretty darn hard. Volt Switch is probably the main move to click, since it can get big damage and then pivot me out to the appropriate response to whatever's in front of me. Surf is the other main stab. It's nice and spammable, hits the fire type super effectively. Ice Beam is there for Cyclizar, Kilowattrel, and Virizion, and then Discharge is just an electric option to click if I want to stay in. It also spreads Para, which could be nice into this very fast team. The bulk is meant to take a Jolly Banded Infernape close combat from full, then the rest goes into Spadef. Because of Lantern's weird stat spread, this investment is actually slightly bulkier on both sides than just going max HP, so that's kind of cool. Lantern can actually use its bulk pretty well here. It may need to tank a big hit to get off a big hit of its own, but there are also opportunities for me to use it as a reliable switch into Floatzel and Delphox, as well as kill Wattrel thanks to that Volt Absorb. Then lastly, we have Mesprit. This is another setup sweeper, but as opposed to Dragapult or Iron Moth, we're going with a slow, bulkier angle here. This is a max defense Calm Mind set meant to boost up once or twice and then start breaking through my opponent's team early. The defense investment is meant to help tank stray knockoffs or U-turns from stuff like Deoxys and Infernape, which will then activate my weakness policy to make Mesprit really tough to stop. Stored Power is the main stab that can become very powerful after Calm Mind and Weakness policy. Draining Kiss gets recovery as well as hitting Darkrai very hard, and Shadow Ball hits Deoxys, Delphox, and Bronzong. If I manage to get a free turn to Calm Mind, I think my opponent's only real way to stop me is with Encore Grafaiai. Otherwise, I'm too bulky to one-shot with anything, and then with the potential weakness policy boost, I hit back very hard. So I'm hoping to break through at least a couple of things to pave the way for Moth and Dragapult in the endgame. That is going to do it for the team though, so with all that said, let's see if it works in the battle. Alright, there's Razor. And we have a team of Darkrai, Floatzel, Grafaiai, Delphox, Deoxys, Speed, and Kilowattrel. Wow. Okay, no Infernape is kind of cool. And the Delphox is Terra Fairy? Okay. Well, Chinchino's still the guaranteed lead here. Wow. Yeah, I had a suspicion Grafaiai was showing up just to stop any setup. But Kilowattrel also being here, and Floatzel kinda is a surprise too. You know, instead of Infernape. Instead of Cyclizar, actually, that's kinda crazy. But hey, good luck, have fun to Razor. Glad I put Bullet Seed on Chinchino, because they have the Floatzel, that's cool. Fairy Delphox makes sense. There's no Bronzong actually, so Dragapult's Phantom Force should be just for Delphox if I want to use that. Alright, but your lead is Deoxys. Okay. I think what I do with Chinchino is I think I just knock off. And if you set hazards, I'll tidy up the next turn. Knockoff should do a lot to this thing. Let's try it. It reflects. Oh, interesting. Does Tidy Up clear that? I don't actually know. Remove substitutes. No, it doesn't clear up that stuff. Alright, good to know. Let's just tidy up then, I suppose. Oh, was that Helmet? Because yeah, okay, I wasn't even looking at the item, but Helmet Deoxys is very interesting. I suppose I could switch out now. But I'm just going to tidy up. If it's superpowers, it's superpowers. It's Psycho Boosts, okay. So, okay, Deoxys. KO. Chinchino. Huh, interesting. Dragapult's an option here. It could have the knockoff, which would be scary. What if I just went Mesprit here? That's kind of what Mesprit's for. I have to wonder if you have Taunt. But if you do, I just Shadow Ball the next turn, I suppose. Pretty bulky Deoxys, I think. And you have to remember that Reflect is up. Yeah, it's got probably like, well, maybe that's not bulky. Spikes. Okay. Yeah. Those are up permanently, unfortunately. Okay. So I could like feel it out here by going for a Draining Kiss. Maybe catch the Darkrai. Is that like greedy? Could even go for a Stored Power early. Because the thing is, Grafaià I can always switch in, and it locks me into something with Encore, which is a big problem. I'll just try Drain Kiss first. It taunts. Okay. I know the whole moveset then. And I'm stalling out Reflect as well. So let's Shadow Ball now. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say definitely won the hazard game. But I could still come in with Carbon later. This should kill, I think. Yeah, alright. So Mesprit, KO, Deoxys, Shadow Ball. I'm taunted, but I don't mind too much. I'm at +1. It's the Darkrai. Okay. So I did plan on this. Like, if I get to +3 from the weakness policy, Drain Kiss does like a heck of a lot. And Darkrai, if it's just Scarf or like Boots or something, no boosting item, I live 2 Dark Pulses after the Drain Kiss recovery. So let's try it. Knocks off. That's physical Darkrai probably then. Okay, I don't know if that's better or worse for me, for being honest. Life Orb, physical Darkrai. Oh, and I just take it out. Must have like less bulk than I thought. That's cool. Mesprit gets the second KO on Darkrai. That's cool. And like, honestly, I'm set up pretty well here. Like, Grafaià can Encore me into Draining Kiss, I suppose? But, oh, it's Delphox, okay. So Delphox, I'm at +1's the def. Fire Blast does like a third. My Draining Kiss, well, I'm just going to Shadow Ball it back. It could Terra Fairy. I'm just going to, yeah, I'm going to click Shadow Ball. Force the Terra. And this should do at least half to it. Yeah. Perhaps I could have just gone for like a Stored Power here. That probably would have been the better play. But let's see what it decides to do to me. It Calm Minds. Okay. Okay, so let's keep track of these. It's at +1/+1. My Shadow Ball should be doing, yeah, that much. And it's Leftovers then? Okay. Leftovers on the Delphox. Alright, so I need to think about this. I can Calm Mind myself. Or I could just Stored Power and that should 2-hit KO it. If I Calm Mind and they attack, I'm taking about half from a Fire Blast. Yeah, I should just Sword Power and like try to go for the KO. Mesper's already done very good work. If they Calm Mind, I don't even think they can one-hit KO me after that, so I'm just going to go for 2 Sword Powers. That's the play. Goes for Flamethrower? Alright. 43-71. Oh, I can actually take a Delphox out. Wow. Esper, KO, Delphox. Oh, I didn't count for my attack boosts. I don't have those in there. That would, yeah, that would boost the power of Sword Power. Wow, yeah. Looking pretty good. And honestly, with Floatzel, Garfai, and Kill Watchful left, I don't think Mesprit has any value outside of just staying in here, so I imagine Floatzel comes in and I just sack Mesprit. And then I go Lantern. Yeah, in case you pull anything, just go for Sword Power. Floatzel should take it here. Uh-oh. That's a Hydro Pump miss. Sword Power KOs. I am so sorry about that one, actually. I have to wonder if that Hydro Pump would have KO'd. I'm pretty low on health. I have to imagine it would have. But yeah, I'm still in the business of sacking Mesprit, so we Sword Power. Gunk Shot. Are you kidding me? That missed too. This is gonna KO. Oh my... Ew. I am really, really sorry about this, dude. That's bad. And yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna... Vegan Hurricane, does that KO me? No? Oh! Mesprit sweep. That was disgusting. Well, GG to Razor. 5-0 win. I feel bad about that one. But, yeah, that's going to do it for week 4 of PAC. So, we're up to 4-0 for the season. So, that's pretty cool. I don't know what to say about that battle. That was something else. Sorry, dude. But yeah, with that, we'll wrap it up. So, see you guys next Sunday for week 5. Catch you later.